class 2 of root locus plot. Here the problem is the open loop transfer function GS of a unity feedback system is given as GS equal to K divided by K multiplied by S plus 2 by 3 divided by S square into S plus 2. From the root locus it can be inferred that when K tends to positive infinity, there are 4 alternatives given, and this question has been asked in GATE 2011. So let us see which alternative is the correct one. So it is given that the open loop transfer function is, so let me write OLTF, open loop transfer function OLTF is equal to GS, this GS equal to K S plus 2 by 3 divided by S square into S plus 2. Why I am writing only GS? Because this is a unity feedback system. This is a, here it is given that a unity feedback system. Okay. Since it is a unity feedback system, so HS will be, the feedback part will be 1. So the open loop transfer function will consist of only GS because HS is 1. So GS is equal to, it is given. Now the open loop poles are, open loop poles. What are open loop poles? 0, 0, minus 2. Okay. Open loop zeros. This is only minus 2 by 3. Now let me calculate the centroid, because there are 3 poles and 1 0. So so root locus will have 3 branches. One of them will terminate at open loop 0 at S equal to minus 2 by 3, and rest 2 of them will terminate along infinity, terminate at infinity along the asymptotes. So let me calculate the centroid. What is centroid? I have already explained in previous class. That is the point of intersection of asymptotes of real axis. So asymptote is given by, so centroid is given by, centroid is given by minus sigma A, that is equal to sigma real part of poles minus sigma real part of zeros divided by n minus m, where n is the total number of open loop poles and m is the total number of open loop zeros. So real part of poles are here 0 plus minus 2. Since the real part of one pole is minus 2, minus real part of zeros. So real part of zeros is minus 2 by 3 divided by 3 minus 1, because there are 3 poles, open loop poles, and 1 open loop 0, and this will be nothing but minus 2 plus 2 by 3 divided by 2, and it will be nothing but minus 2 by 3. So now we have calculated what is the centroid. Now let us calculate the asymptote. The asymptotes are given by, it is given by phi A equal to 180 degree multiplied by 2q plus 1 divided by n minus m, and q equal to 0, 1, because here since there are only 2 asymptotes, because only 2 branches of root locus will terminate along infinity, so q will take only 2 values, q equal to 0 and 1. So here it will be 180 degree, 2q plus 1, and n is 3 and m is 1, and q equal to 0, 1. So if we calculate these values, then it will be 90 degree and 270 degree. So let me draw the rough sketch of root locus. So what will be the rough sketch? So let me draw here, so that we could explain rough sketch of root locus. Root locus plot is as, suppose this is imaginary axis j omega and this is real axis omega. Now the poles, two poles are at 0 0. Suppose this is 0. Let me denote it by blue. Two poles are at 0 0. Okay, and one pole is at -2. So let it is -2. So one pole is at -2 here. This is -2. Okay, this is -1. Okay, now 1 0 is at -2/3. So let me denote the 0 here. This should be -2/3. So let us denote this as 0, and this point is -2/3. Okay, this is 0. Okay, now what will happen? Since now let me check which part of real axis is a part of root locus. Let me check the rightmost part, whether this part will be a part of root locus. No. Why? Because right to this part, the total number of poles and zeros are 0. So this will, this branch of real axis will not be a part of root locus. Let me check about the part between -2/3 to 0. This will be a part of root locus. No. Why? Because right to this part, the total number of poles and zeros are 2 only. Only 2 poles are there. So total number of poles are in even number. So this part of real axis will also not be a part of root locus. Let me check about this part. So what about this part? Right to this part means between -2/3 to 2, -2. So the part of real axis between this -2/3 to -1, this will be a part of root locus. Why I am saying? Because right to this part there are 3 poles and zeros. Because there is 1 0 here and there are 2 zeros here. So total number of there are 2 poles here. So total number of poles plus 0 are in odd number. So this part, that is the part of real axis from -2 to -2/3, be a part of root locus. So let me denote, and the root locus will be from will start from open loop pole, that is -2 and terminate at -1. So this will be a part of root locus. Okay, this will be a part of root locus. Let us denote it by red, so that it will be a part of root locus. Again, this will means left to pole -2 will not be a part of root locus, because this the part of real axis left to -2 will have 4 poles and zeros in right of that, because there is 1 pole here, 2 poles here and 1 0 here. So there are total number of poles plus zeros are 4. So total number of poles and zeros are even in number. So this the left part of real axis, part of real axis will also be not a part of root locus. The part left to -2, point -2 will also be not a part of root locus. So only this part, that is the part of real axis between -2 to -2/3, be a part of root locus. Now what about what will happen for these 2 poles? As I have told, there will be 2 asymptotes, and both asymptote will be one asymptote will be along 90 degree and the other asymptote will be along 270 degree. So let me denote the asymptote first. So asymptotes will be like this. So this will be asymptote 1 phi a, okay, and this will be asymptote 2 phi 2, okay. This will be 90 degree, okay, 90 degree, and this will be 270 degree, okay, okay. This will be 270 degree. We can write here 270 degree like this. This will be 270 degree. 270 degree. Okay. So there will be two asymptotes, one along 90 degree and another along 270 degree. Okay. So these are two asymptotes. Now what will happen with what will happen with the other two branches? So other two branches will terminate at infinity along these two asymptotes. So other two branches, one will originate, both will originate from origin, means at s equal to 0. That is, one branch will be like this, and other branch will be like this only. Okay. So both branches will terminate along asymptote number 1, that is phi 1, and another branch will terminate at asymptote number 2, that is phi 2. So let us see what are the options given. 3 roots with nearly equal real part exist on left half of S plane. The question is asking about when k tends to positive infinity. Okay, when k tends to positive infinity. So when k tends to positive infinity, then there will be 3 roots, because why I am saying one root will be at will terminate along one root will be along this branch, another root will be along this branch, and another root will be along this branch, and all of the 3 roots will have its real part almost equal, and that will be minus 2 by 3. So the first option itself is correct one. Let us see other options also. One real root is found on the right half. No, this is not correct, because there will be no real root in right half of S plane. One root loci cross the geometric axis for finite value of k. No, this is also not correct. The real roots are found on the right half of S plane. No, these 3 alternatives are not correct, and hence option number A is the correct one. The next question is, the characteristic equation of a closed loop system is S multiplied by S plus 1 multiplied by S plus 3 plus K multiplied by S plus 2 equal to 0, where K is greater than 0. Which of the following statements is true? There are 4 statements given, and this question has been asked in GATE 2010. So here characteristic equation is given. So the characteristic equation is S multiplied by S plus 1 into S plus 3 plus 1 plus K multiplied by S plus 2 equal to 0. Let us divide both the sides by the first term, that is term S multiplied by S plus 1 multiplied by S plus 3. So let us divide both the sides by S multiplied by S plus 1 into S plus 3. Hence 1 plus K multiplied by S plus 2 divided by S into S plus 1 into S plus 3, this will be equal to 0. Now this equation is in a standard form. What a standard form? So now this equation is in the standard form 1 plus gs into hs equal to 0. So now this one is, we can say this one is gs multiplied by hs. So this one is nothing but gs multiplied by hs. So gs into hs will be equal to, so gs into hs will be, hence we can say gs into hs, that will be equal to k multiplied by s plus 2 divided by s into s plus 1 into s plus 3. Now we have got the value of open loop transfer function. So this is nothing but this is open loop transfer function, gs into hs. Now let us try to find out what is the root locus for this open loop transfer function. So how many poles are there? So there are 3 open loop poles, one at 0, another at -1 and another at -2, and there is only one open loop 0. So open loop poles are s equal to 0, -1, -3, and open loop 0, there is only one open loop 0. So open loop 0 is nothing but s equal to -2. So the root locus will have 3 branches. Out of 3 branches, one branch will terminate at open loop 0, that is at s equal to -2, and rest 2 branches will terminate along infinity, along asymptotes. So the centroid is given by centroid of asymptote. So let us calculate the centroid minus sigma a, that will be nothing but sigma real part of poles minus sigma real part of zeros divided by n minus m, where n is the number of open loop poles and m is the number of open loop zeros. So what is the real part of pole sigma? So it is 0, -1, -3 minus -2 divided by 3 minus 1, because there are 3 open loop poles and 1 open loop 0. So it will be nothing but -2 by 2. So it will be -1. So the centroid will be -1. Now what will be the asymptotes? So asymptotes are given by phi a equal to 180 multiplied by 2q plus 1 divided by n minus m, and q will vary from 0 to 1 because there are only 2 asymptotes. So it will be 180 degree multiplied by 2q plus 1 divided by 3 minus 1, that is 2, that is 180 degree 2q plus 1 divided by 2. So if we give the value of q as 0 and 1, so it will take the values as 90 degree and 270 degree. Now based on these informations, let us try to draw the root locus. So let us try to draw the root locus. So the root locus will be, as let us this one is -1, this one is -2, and this one is -3. Here 1, 2. This is real axis and this one is imaginary axis. Okay, j omega. Now the open loop poles are at 0, -1, -3. Let us denote it by blue. So open loop poles are at 0. The first pole is at 0, second pole is at -1, okay, and third pole is at -3, and the 0 is at -2. So let us make here 1 0. So 0 is at -2. Okay. Now we have denoted the open loop poles and zeros. Now let us see which part of real axis be a part of root locus. Okay. So this will not be a part. This part means right half of real axis will not be a part of root locus, because right to right half of real axis there is no, the total number of poles and zeros are nothing. There are no poles and zeros. So this will not be a part of root locus. Let us see whether this is a part of root locus or not. From -1 to 0, yes, this will be a part of root locus. Why I am saying? Because the total number of poles and zeros right to this branch of real axis, right to this branch means right to branch between -1 to 0, the total number of poles and zeros is only 1, that is odd in number. So this branch will be a part of root locus. So obviously this branch will be a part of root locus. So let us denote it by red. Okay. Now what about the branch between -2 to -1? This will not be a part of root locus. Why I am saying this? Because if we can see that total number of poles and zeros right to the branch -1, -2, right to the branch between -2 to -1, then the total number of poles and zeros are 2, which are in even. So this branch will not be a part of, this branch of real axis will not be a part of root locus. Let us see what about the branch between -3 to -2. Yes, this will be a part of root locus. Why I am saying this? Because right to the branch of real axis between -3 to -2, the total number of poles and zeros are 1 0 and 2 poles. So the total number of poles and zeros are 3. That is in odd number. So this will be a part of real axis, part of root locus. So let us indicate this by red. Now again the same logic will be applied for the branch of real axis left to -3, left to the point -3, and that will not be a part of root locus. So only two part of real axis will be a part of root locus, and that is -3 to -2, and that is one is -3 to -2, and another one is -1 to 0. Okay. Now root locus, let us see here. The pole is at -3, so root locus will originate from -2 and terminate at -2. So it will be like this. Okay. Okay. So root locus will originate from -3 and terminate at -2. Now what about this? So again here one branch of root locus will originate from 0, that is a pole at 0, and another branch of root locus will originate from -1, and both of the branches will meet at somewhere between -1 to 1, and after meeting at that point they will break away, and they will again go after breaking they will break away from there, and after breaking from there they will go towards asymptotes, and they will follow the asymptotes at infinity. So what are the asymptotes? So let us draw the asymptotes. The first asymptote is at 90 degree. So let us draw the first asymptote. This one is the first asymptote. This is at 90 degree. Okay, this is at 90 degree. 90 degree. Okay, and another asymptote is 270 at 270 degree. So this one is another asymptote. Let us, this angle is 270 degree, and this one is second asymptote, phi 2. Okay, so we have drawn the two asymptotes. Now one branch will originate from pole at -1, and another branch will originate from pole at 0. They will meet somewhere in between and break away along the asymptotes. So let us take some point, and this breakaway point is given by the formula dk by ds equal to 0. Since it is not required, because there in these options it is not mentioned about breakaway point, so it is not required to calculate the breakaway point, so there is no need to calculate the breakaway point. So one branch will come from here and another branch will here, and they will meet at this point. Okay, and after meeting at this point they will break away and go like this. Okay, let us write it 90 degree here, okay. So now it is clear that one branch of root locus will be from -3 to 2, another branch of root locus, and other two branches of root locus will be one will originate from -1, another one will originate from 0, and both of them will meet at somewhere between -1 and 0 and then break away. One branch will follow the asymptote number 1 and another branch will follow the asymptote number 2. Okay, so let us see which of the given options are correct. Its roots are always real. No, because these two branches are going and the roots are complex, so this option is not correct. It cannot have a breakaway point in the range -1 to 0. No, it has a breakaway point here. This is a breakaway point. Let me write it clearly. This is a breakaway point. This point is here, breakaway point. Breakaway point. Okay, so it will have a breakaway point. Two of its roots tend to infinity along the asymptote RE, real part of S equal to -1. Okay, that is both asymptote will have real part -1. Okay, the asymptotes will have real part -1. It may have complex roots in the right. No, there is no. The root locus is not going in right half of S plane, so it will not have any complex root in right half of S plane. So the correct answer is option number C. Two of its roots tend to infinity along the asymptotes RES equal to -1. The next question is, a closed loop system has characteristic function. This is the characteristic function of closed loop system. Its root locus plot against K is, there are 4 root locus A, B, C and D. So which one is the correct one? So let us see what is the characteristic equation. So characteristic equation is this is S square minus 4 multiplied by S plus 1 plus K multiplied by S minus 1. This is equal to 0. Okay. Now let us divide the whole equation by the first term. First term, that is s square minus 4 multiplied by s plus 4. So divide the whole equation by s square minus 4 into s plus 1. What we get? We get 1 plus k multiplied by s minus 1 divided by s square minus 4 multiplied by s plus 1 equal to 0. Now this is nothing but gs into hs. So now we have got gs into hs equal to, that is open loop transfer function equal to k multiplied by s minus 1 divided by s square minus 4 into s plus 1. And one thing I have missed, this question has been asked in GATE 2006. Okay, so there is one open loop 0. So open loop zeros are open loop poles are at plus minus 2 comma minus 1. So there are 3 poles and 1 0. So let us see which are having the poles and 0 according to what we have found. So here 0 is at plus 1. So 0 is at plus 1 in this case, and in these two cases only, because here 0 is at minus 1, 0 is at minus 1. So these two options are, at first these two C and D are not correct. So we have to see which of the given option A and B is correct. Okay. Again, the poles are, open loop poles are at plus minus 2 and minus 1. So plus minus 2 and minus 1, because it is given that, so let us see, plus 2 open loop pole, plus minus 2 and minus 1. Okay, here also plus minus 2 and minus 1. And in this case, the root locus is also existing left to minus 2, and here we can see there are 1, 2, 3 and 4. There are the total number of poles and zeros right to this branch. Right to this branch means right to the branch between minus infinity to minus 2 are 4. That is an even number. So the root locus cannot exist left to on the real axis left to minus 2. So this is not possible. So only left option is, only the possible left option is this one. Okay, the one branch of root locus is starting from 2 and terminating at minus 1. Other two branches are originating from minus 2 and other branches are originating from minus 1, and they are meeting in between, and then they are going towards the asymptote. Along the first asymptote is along 90 degree, second asymptote is along 270 degree, and the centroid is at minus 1. So this is I think the correct option, because these three options are already false, and we have calculated how to find the centroid and how to find the asymptote. So there is no need to do so much task. We can directly say that option number B is correct. If you want to do these tasks again, you can do that have been already done by question number 6 and question number 5 and 6 by me. The next question is, a unity feedback system has an open loop transfer function gs equal to k by s square. The root locus plot is, so the open loop transfer function is given as, OLTF is given as open loop transfer function. Since it is a unity feedback system, so SS will be 1. So GS is given as K by S square. Now there will be only two poles, so open loop poles are zero zero. So there will be only two poles and they will terminate at infinity along some asymptote because there is no zero. So how they will terminate? So we have to calculate the centroid and we have to calculate the angle of asymptote. So centroid is given by centroid minus sigma A equal to sigma real part of poles minus sigma real part of zeros divided by n minus m. N is the open loop pole and m is the open loop zeros. So 0 plus 0 minus, there is no pole, there is no 0. So let me write it as 0. So minus, so it will be 0. 2 minus 0. So 0 divided by 2, it will be 0. So centroid will be at 0. Means centroid will be at origin. Okay. Now the angle of asymptotes will be, and let me calculate angle of asymptotes. Asymptotes are given by phi a equal to 180 degree multiplied by 2q plus 1 divided by n minus m, and q vary from 0 to 1 because there are only two poles, there are only two asymptotes. So if we put the value of q as 0 and 1, then we will get it as 90 degree and 270 degree. So the asymptotes will be along 90 degree and 270 degree. So both, and the centroid is it. So the if we plot the root locus, then the root locus will be as root locus will be here. If we plot root locus, then phi 1 will be along this and phi 2 will be along this. Okay, there are two poles here and one branch will start from here in this direction and another branch will start in this direction. Okay, they will go in this direction. So root locus will, the two branches of root locus will, one branch will along positive imaginary axis and another branch will along negative imaginary axis only. So which option is correct one? So option number B is correct one. So option number B is correct one. Now at the last of the lecture, I would like to share one of the most important thing to you people, that if you like my video, then you must subscribe my video so that there is no need to search out new video. Automatic update will come if I upload the new videos. What you have to do, it is very simple. There is a circular logo coming in right of me. You have to just click on that to subscribe.